embarked upon. We went in there to feed our imaginations, to inform this play, and to inform our work. And we found it an incredibly inspiring place to work. And I hope the finished product shows some of that, but the inspiration, not the direct transference of things, but that kind of energy.
And that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, Jeremy Isaacs comes face-to-face with the Italian film director Bernardo Bertolucci. But from me, good night.
BBC1, except in Scotland, now considers business matters, the first of 3 dramatised programmes about the skills of interviewing staff. While we on 2 now consider the business of our weather, and giving his view, Bernard Davey.
Hello to this is National Lead-Free Week, and of course we're fast approaching the time of year when temperature inversions on clear, cold nights trap mist and fog and pollutants in the lower layers of the atmosphere. And here is a weather situation coming up this weekend, high pressure, and that will exacerbate the problem. There will be mist and fog, and of course the light winds, clear skies at night will give temperature inversions, and not only will we have the mist and fog, but we'll also have those pollutants in the first few hundred feet of the atmosphere. Now, of course, it is September, so things are not quite so bad because the sun comes out and it breaks the temperature inversion, and that allows the pollutants to escape off into the atmosphere. But if this were in, say, January or February, things would be completely different. We'd have the mist and fog and the pollutants right throughout 24 hours. Well, here's the weather situation at the moment. We have this high pressure to the south of the British Isles, and we have a fairly weak front moving southwards across the country, very slowly. It is giving some patchy rain. Here you can see the rain from County Down across Lancashire and over to Humberside. Most of the rain is over the sea, so over land there's only likely to be the odd spot of rain around. Most of it will die out, but it's out to the west that we have to look again as that cloud and rain begins to work its way across Northern Ireland and into Scotland, giving 1 or 2 heavier bursts in places, and we could even find the odd spot of rain turning up in Wales or in northwestern parts of England. Now, winds have been a fairly important feature today. There have been some very strong winds over northern Scotland, gales. Overnight they're going to, well, I think they're going to ease off quite considerably, but tomorrow we'll find those winds freshening up from the southwest and then later going round westerly, especially over northern parts of Scotland, and gales again during the late afternoon. Let's come back to the weather chart then. Here's the high pressure to the south. We've got this fairly weak front really coming to a grinding halt over much of the northern parts of the country, especially over Northern Ireland and Northern England, though the cloud will push southwards into parts of East Anglia, and there may be the odd spot of rain as well. But at the same time, that cloud and rain will start to push across Northern Ireland and into western Scotland. There'll be some mist and fog around tonight, some around the east coast, some associated with the rain and drizzle, and on the hills over Northern Ireland, and there could be 1 or 2 patches in central and southern counties of England. And there's also likely to be a touch of frost in Scotland tonight associated with those clear skies. You can see on the temperature profiles here, the greens, the very light greens, that means temperatures will approach around about 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But all other areas, especially in the south and west associated with the cloud, it should stay reasonably mild, and the winds tending to ease off in many parts of Scotland. There's tomorrow's weather chart. The high hasn't moved an awful lot, but we do have another front approaching from the northwest, lots of isobars, so strong to gale force winds, especially in northern Scotland. Tomorrow there'll be some mist and fog around, but most places fairly bright and sunny, especially along the east and in many parts of Scotland. But the rain over Northern Ireland and Scotland working its way across, 1 or 2 heavier bursts, still giving some mist and fog up on the hills, and there could be a clear slot come into the northwest later in the day. At the same time, the mist and fog gone for much of England and Wales, most places bright and quite sunny, though there could be some thicker cloud and the odd spot of rain in parts of northwestern England. The temperatures tomorrow up to around 21 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but in the north with those strong winds, feeling rather cold, the temperature there only 13 or 14 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking ahead onto Wednesday, cold front coming southwards, a fairly weak feature, may give the odd shower, but the ridge of high pressure, more than a ridge of high pressure, whole area of high pressure building across the country, keeping the weather fairly settled. That's it from me. Good night to you.
Hello and welcome to the Open University and the Arts Foundation course. Tonight, Dr. Colin Cunningham examines the group of artists who built themselves fashionable and expensive studio houses in a well-to-do suburb of Holland Park in West London.
Kensington in West London contains many spacious tree-lined streets built in the latter half of the 19th century.